Hi there. Welcome and thanks for joining us today. This short webinar is all about enhanced staff support and how we can work together to promote true inclusion in our childcare programs. Whether you're an educator, a program assistant, or someone supporting teams from a leadership perspective, this session will help clarify the goals of enhanced support and how we can make the most of it together. Let's start with the big picture. The goal of enhanced staff support is to ensure that children with special needs are able to participate fully in every part of the childcare day. This is what we mean by inclusion, not just being present, but being actively engaged, valued, and supported throughout the daily routines. Inclusion isn't a new idea, but it's one that we continue to grow into. We love this quote from Shelley Moore. I think the most important step for inclusive education is to believe that it's possible. On this slide, we see a graphic that shows the difference between exclusion, segregation, integration, and inclusion. Inclusion isn't about creating parallel activities or separating children based on ability. It's about designing environments and routines that are flexible and responsive so that everyone can fully participate and belong. For example, setting up an accessible obstacle course so all children can participate if they want to, or offering different roles or extra materials so everyone can play. When it comes to inclusion, enhanced staff support, or the implementation of a program assistant is just one inclusion strategy of many. The role of the PA is to enhance, to build capacity, share responsibility, and support the team in implementing inclusive practices. It is an opportunity to put universal design for learning into action. That means creating programming that works for all children, not just those who need extra support. It means inclusion for all. Let's tackle some common myths about enhanced staff support. A myth you may have heard is the PA is in place forever. But the fact is that program assistants are brought in to help the team build and embed inclusion strategies. Once those strategies are working well and the team feels confident, the PA support is gradually faded out. This doesn't mean a child no longer needs support. It means that the team has been successful with strategies and now has the tools to offer support for all children throughout the childcare day. Here are some examples of inclusive strategies that a program assistant might help with. Sometimes the PA supports more disability-specific strategies, like helping educators with lifts and transfers. But most strategies supported by the PA aren't one-on-one interventions. They're strategies that benefit the whole group. Some might include leading a calm down area or a Wakers program, supporting small group transitions outside, facilitating body breaks, or providing extra connection and positive attention during long wait times. Notice that these examples reflect shared ownership of inclusion in the program. The PA is a part of the teaching team and supports the educators in making the environment work for everyone. Another myth we often hear is the PA is there to support the child with special needs. The fact is, the PA is a program assistant, not a child assistant. When the PA role becomes focused on one child, we lose sight of shared responsibility, universal design, and true inclusion. What about communicating with families? It's okay for both educators and program assistants to speak with families, especially if they've worked with a child during the day. but it's important to remember that parents should understand the PA is in place to support the program, not their child specifically. Clarifying your center's policies with your supervisor can help ensure consistent and respectful communication between families. And finally, a common question. Does the PA count in ratio? The short answer is no, unless the educator is meeting with a parent or a resource consultant. Because the PA is there to provide additional support, they are not counted in the required educator-to-child ratio during regular programming. This is important to keep in mind for staffing and supervision planning. Before we wrap up, here are some frequently asked questions that often come up when we talk about enhanced staff support. Can I be alone with the children? Generally, with the permission from the program supervisor, the PA may be alone with a child to support a transition or routine. An example of this could include toileting or dressing. But remember, PAs cannot cover educator breaks or count in ratio on the schedule. Specific scenarios can be discussed with your consultant as this depends on the needs of the program. What documents should I read to support my role as the PA? Check out previous CISS consultation summaries, the program's program inclusion plan, individual support plans, and any other documents that the program has on hand. This may include therapy notes. How can I learn more about disability-specific topics? There are lots of ways to learn about disability-specific topics. Your Children Inclusion Support Services consultant can provide you with specific resources and information. This includes our library, videos, tip sheets, and much more online. What happens if the child is absent? If the child is absent, please speak with your program supervisor to determine next steps. What happens when PA support is no longer required? The PA's role is to support the team in implementing inclusive strategies. Support is discussed on an ongoing basis with the CISS consultant. Once the team can meet children's needs without extra support, PA involvement is gradually and slowly phased out. A 2 weeks notice will be given before support ends. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn more about enhanced staff support. Inclusion isn't something we do on top of our jobs. It is our job. And when we work together to share strategies, welcome support, and build flexible, inclusive environments, all children and all educators thrive. If you have any questions or would like to talk more about how enhanced support works in your program, please connect with your Children Inclusion Support Services consultant. Thank you.